Greetings, friends. Welcome to our practice. Find yourself in a comfortable, seated, or reclined position for our centering. Perhaps take Jana Mudra, connecting the thumbs and first fingers on both hands, creating a tiny circle representing the eternal circle of our soul's journey, our individual path with the path of all. Just a steady, natural breath to begin observing. Rooted seat, lifted heart, shining crown. As an option here, you can bring your right middle finger to gently close off the right nostril and engage in the cooling breath, breathing in and out solely through the left nostril. Shifting now from a natural breath to a conscious breath, a mindful breath. Slowing down the pace of your breathing, allowing it to grow fuller, freer. Bringing ease to the body, to the mind, and to the heart. Releasing that Luna breath. And now maintaining Dirga breath, complete yogic breath. Perhaps expanding a bit more on the inhalation and the exhalation. Expanding more upon your self-awareness. I'm aware there's a dog in my frame. Moving along. Start to bring your attention more directly into heart center. Tapping into your intention for your practice today. Or perhaps you're called to pray. And prayer can be gratitude. Prayer can be asking for guidance for ourselves, for guidance or protection for others. Try bringing the hands to heart center, still in Jana Mudra, feeling the 4 points of both thumbs and fingertips come together, creating an infinity sign against your heart. Know that you are infinite love. And keeping the eyes closed or opening the gaze softly, just so you can see my direction here, start to shift a bit in an infinity symbol through your rib cage. Just feeling a gentle turning, one set of ribs moving towards the midline and circling back. Imagining this internally. Starting with it being a subtle movement and then beginning to open the movement a bit more, bring the arms into it, the hands dancing in Jana Mudra. Reach, circle, breathe. Reach the right arm up, opening the hand and dropping it to the right knee, left hand up, open and returning to the seat. Make your way into some head and neck rolls all the way around, or just half circles. 2 or 3 times in each direction. Matching your movement to the breath if you like. Let the breath be your guide. Here and throughout your life, off your mat. Lovely. Let's begin to unwind the legs, come off our blankets. If you don't have those 2 folded blankets, I suggest bringing those in now, or a firm pillow. What we're actually going to do here is scoot the sit bones up on the blankets and then roll back. So we have this little supported bridge pose. Notice I'm walking my feet in, line my heels up under my knees, and just kind of taking some movement, left thigh, left leg out to the side and back in line with the hip. Try 3 times this gentle opening, and then go to the other side for 3 breaths. Opening and exhaling with the movement. Beautiful. Bring the left knee up a bit, floating the foot, circle at the hip joint, grounding in the right foot for support 3 times in each direction. And let's stretch left leg out. Wiggle the shoulder blades a little more under your back and reach the arms overhead. Take a big long extension here, still grounding in the right foot. Chin gently tucked to the chest. Then bring the arms down other side with the hip circles. Gentle with yourself here. Gentle with yourself always. Be sure to switch directions. When you finish your 6, extend that right side. Reach overhead again with both arms. And breathe deep into the belly. Go ahead and reach both legs out. Maybe rock the hips a little side to side. Extend even more. Reaching out through the ball joints of the feet, opening the toes back. A gentle arch in the low spine. Just breathe. Bring the feet back to that starting position, knees bent. And then pick the feet up off the ground, bringing the knees gently towards the chest. A little wiggle here, a little wiggle there. Melt the lumbar spine and the sacrum into the blankets. Yeah. Hands slide down to the hips slowly. Start to extend your feet into the air. Think that tailbone dropping off the back of the mat. Now, showing you here the knees can be very bent, or you can take the legs straight. You can play a little back and forth, bending the knees down, straightening the legs out. Think about your heels which mine are out of the frame now. Think about your heels lining up over the hip joints. Beautiful. Pausing to feel. Now let's make it a little more fun. Slowly opening our feet, our legs out to the side, bringing them back together, hip width. Keep the feet flexing, and then hold the legs open. Try to keep that straight line, heel to hip joints. Pull the toes back. Try not to sickle the ankles. And then draw it in, gentle knee to chest pose. Knees hip width. Feel that low back melt down. And then hands to the knees, kind of wildly rotate the hip joints in alternating directions. Again, those two circles, the infinity theme here, carrying through our practice, because we are that infinite love. We are infinite possibility. Drop your feet to the earth, take the feet wide. Let the knees and thighs rest together. Take a moment here to just enjoy the supported bridge, releasing in the lower body, just unfolding through the upper body. Allow the breath to deepen. Got our little friend in the picture again. Our big friend in the picture again. Allow your head to rock side to side. Resting deeper into the groin, inner thighs, outer hips. And then just lift up gently to a little bridge as you scoot your blankets out of the way. Hug the knees towards the chest again. Maybe reach behind the thighs. And even though we're pulling the knees towards the heart, try to keep a very gentle lumbar curve. So tilting that tailbone down towards the earth. And then again here, extend the legs into the sky. Legs up the wall pose, also known as Vipariti Karini. Try your wide leg version, first flowing. 3 repetitions here, opening mindfully, extending, and bringing things together. Now open and hold. If this doesn't work for your back, don't worry. Bring your hands to the outer hips and hug the outer thighs with your hands a bit. Pull on them gently so you're rotating the thighs internally. Your inner thighs rotating in and back. And slide the hands up to the knees, up to the shins, or up to the toes or outer edges of the feet. Coming to happy baby pose. Can be still here or rock side to side like you see me doing. Nice hip release. And try bringing the feet together. I'm going to show you an option here. If it's not easy to hold your feet here or possible at all, bring your strap in. I'm going to double mine up and use the strap to make your feet more accessible. Now be sure the soles of the feet are coming together and then draw the toes back. And even if you can reach your feet, try the strap. Hold the strap in your hands near your inner thighs and gently press out on the inner thighs, very gently. Again, you're always lengthening the spine, imagining that lumbar curve, taking the action for that to happen, even in this reclined position. Take a moment to release, shift the hips to the right. With the legs a little messy, a little loose, drop the knees left, reach the right arm overhead. Opening down the right side of the body. And if you want, building this into a deeper reclined spinal twist, stacking the right leg over the left, extend the right arm out to the side and look right. Some contraindications for deep spinal twisting would be if you have any kind of major bowel issues, if you have osteoporosis or even osteopenia. Talk to your doctor. Any bone thinning, because the vertebrae are bone and they can get compressed here with twists. We always want to think about lengthening before twisting, but even good stuff cannot be good for everybody. So coming out from that first side, bring the knees through center, shift the hips left a little, and same idea. Messy, softer twist with the knees to the right, left arm extending if that works for your shoulder. Chin stays center in this version. Breathing. And deepening if you choose. Left leg over right. The left arm comes down to shoulder height and the chin can turn towards the opposite shoulder. Beautiful. You are beautiful. Take your time to roll to the right, come up through table pose, shake things out a little, and start to sink the hips back towards the heels, widening the knees, reaching the arms forward to plant the hands. Dance the body side to side a bit, fluidly moving into extended child's pose. Resting your head down to the earth or onto a low block. Scoot the shoulders back deep into their home base. Pressing into the hands, helping set the shoulders where they belong. Fill and empty the breath. Patiently round up the spine. If it's okay for you to sit this kneeling position, and here with your warm-up, or scoot the legs to one side, find your seat. You're leaving the practice now. Carry this piece with you. Or join us for our working phase. Your kneeling position or sitting. Bring yourself to table pose, and you might want to put a blanket under the knees. Play with rocking forward and back, keeping the big toes together with wide knees, and dropping into a little back bend, a little Rajakopotanasana. And extending to child's pose and making your way to traditional table. Hands open on the earth or coming to your knuckles. Engage some cat-cow movement and breath. Rippling through the spine. Level the back to neutral spine, picking up the right knee. Try some more of those hip circles from table pose. 3 times each direction. Find as much range of motion as possible, staying stable in the upper body. Finishing with a reach back, toes to the earth, lengthen out through the heart. And coming back to table 2, work with the other side, circling the left hip in one direction 3 times. And changing it to the other direction. Getting that nice long reach back, toes to the earth. Lengthen. And land the left knee down. Now bring yourself to your elbows, your forearms, hands in prayer. And try sliding forward and back through the shoulder joint. Keep a neutral spine, which means you'll have that lumbar curve. Engage the belly a bit to support the back. And make your way to table pose again, lifting the right leg out to the side and back in with that 90-degree angle as best as you can. And then try lifting and lowering. Keep the foot flexed. Try a 3-legged dog. Gently twisting in the low spine. If it's okay for you, look over the opposite shoulder. And release. Turn the toes under and come to downward dog for 3 breaths, or simply child's pose. Returning to table now. Lifting and closing the left side. And then gently lifting and lowering from the hip joint. Take one big reach and then rolling the left hip over the right, looking to the right. 3-legged dog. And releasing. Once again, your choice, child's pose or downward facing dog. In your dog, you can walk things out a bit. Bending the knees, alternating. Bowing into the heart, the breath. Let's all make our way back to table pose, neutral spine, tall on the fingertips. Bring in your tall blocks. Patiently reach back through the hips, pressing palms of the hands into the blocks like child's pose. And when you're ready, stepping the left foot through. Legs are hip width. Turn the right toes under. Deepen the low lunge a bit more. Eventually coming to a tall lunge here, simply lifting the right knee up. Beautiful. We're going to bring the back foot in a little bit, turn the toes out to the long edge of the mat like a warrior stance. And then take a moment to play a little in the hips here. Left toes are pointing towards the short edge of the mat, right toes to the long edge, 45-degree angle on the back foot. And you'll see I stepped my left block inside the left leg. Now here with a neutral spine, bending and straightening the left thigh until finally, the left knee, until finally we reach up into Warrior One. Keep the hands open or at your heart. Or maybe Jana Mudra, hooking those two circles together. Deepen a bit, gradually bringing the left knee as best you can over the left ankle, releasing down to those two blocks when you're ready. Now, put the two blocks side to side, just inside your left arch, your left foot, and bow here into a forward fold, wide leg over the left side. You also, of course, turn that left foot forward. Bring your tall blocks out in front of you, maybe widen the stance, maybe turn the toes in just a bit. Palms to the blocks, take that bow, drop in the chest. Drop the weight of your head towards the earth. Another option is taking the blocks out to the edges of your feet, keeping a connection with just the fingertips. Right. And then together we'll bring the blocks center. Maybe make the stance a little narrow. And dance a little side to side, gentle lunging here. Hi, Asha. She always wants to be part of the yoga action, but she makes a much better door than a window, as they say, right? Lovely. So, having a little more fun, we're going to turn towards the right. Drop to our low lunge. Start our whole sequence on this other side. So take a moment to adjust your position into your low lunge. Reaching tall through the heart. Pick up the back knee. And lengthen. Find a straight line from heel to hip to shoulders. Chin level with the earth. Look out. And then changing the position of the blocks. Bring your right block inside the right foot. Palms grounding onto the blocks. Neutral spine as best you can. That back foot lands parallel to the short edge of the mat or turned in a little bit. Warrior stance. Go ahead and just play into the right leg. And the back leg straighter. And some different angles to work with. Squaring the hips as best we can. Come up to Warrior One on this side. Keeping that connection down through the outer edge of the back foot. And again, maybe a creative positioning with the hands, or your traditional reach up. Find an exhalation to release. The blocks next to each other inside the arch of the right foot and bend over that right leg. Knees can be straight, knees can be bent, it can be more of a squat. In particular, the low back is tender or the hamstrings are particularly tight. And once again, meeting in the middle. Here, pressing the heels of the hands onto the blocks about under heart center. And as best as we can, we're going to level to a neutral spine. Really anchor down into all four corners of the feet. Bring the left hand to the center of the blocks, keeping the hips square. Reach up for a twist. Maybe even wrap the right arm behind the low back. Try to keep that lower body stable. Moment to release, reaching forward, and finding your way to the other side. The tendency will be, as you reach up through the left arm, tendency will be for that left hip to drop back, right hip to move forward. Keep squaring things off in the pelvis. Keep breathing. Nice. Releasing through that extension and coming all the way down once more to a wide leg forward fold. Breathe and release. Breathe and release. Breathe and release. Now, turn the toes out. Bring the hands to the thighs, squatting, setting yourself in a goddess pose. Kind of like we did earlier, hands to the thighs, rotating the inner thighs down and back. Find some infinity movement through the rib cage and shoulders. Yeah. Come down into the torso a bit. Love on into that gorgeous body of yours. Whatever weight, shape, size, whatever color, whatever gender. And then nice big breath in, arms up. Try keeping the toes turned out here. This can be a little tricky. Big sunflower breaths. Nice. Hands down through heart center. Take the heels out. Finding that wide leg mountain pose. Circle the pelvis around a few times each way. Hands to the hips. Turn the left toes out to the short edge of the mat. Right heel back just a little. Square the hips off. Legs straight and strong. Micro bend at the back of the knees. Extend the left arm. Keep yourself honest in the right hip. Try not to flare it out too much. And start to make your way towards triangle, but pause and shift the entire pelvis back and forth a bit. And slowly reach down to your left block. Bring it behind your left leg, mid-calf, tall on the fingertips. Extend the right arm up. Even if you can go lower, I recommend you try this version. Patiently lengthening through the spine. You can even turn the head a little side to side to work with the neck. Then scooting the block to the outside of the left foot, start to bend the left knee over the left ankle and straighten back into triangle. This will deepen your triangle. Taking a moment to hang out in Parsvottanasana, Uttiti Parsvottanasana, extended side angle. Even come up on the thigh if you like, or lowering the block. That's another option. Beautiful. So here you can take the forward fold over the left leg again, or try a little something more. Mindful of the knees here. Use the block to stabilize you down into a half squat. Staying connected to the block or bringing the hands to heart center and sitting up tall. That left heel can go to the ground, or you can be on the ball joint like you see me here. Use the block to help you shift to center, fold it out. Wiggle the hips. See if you can create that infinity movement through the pelvis. Nice. Roll up the spine slow, nice and tall. Feet forward this time, but wide. 3 big breaths. Hands down through the heart. Notice I moved my left block out of the way. I can do that now if it didn't happen a minute ago. Taking to the other side. Turn the right toes out to your short edge there. Left toes at the long edge. Square the pelvis, the shoulders. Begin to extend. Keeping the left hip honest. Pressing the seat back. And then bringing it under the heart. Mindful supported triangle here on the tall block, on your tall fingertips. Feel the rotation through the rib cage, the opening across the collarbones, over the left hip arch. Shift the block forward and begin to flow from triangle to side angle. Work with a little rotation in the rib cage here as you flow, and then extend, grow long down that right side. Oh yeah. Again, you can deepen or soften here. Bring the block inside the right foot. Turn the right toes in a bit. And come to the forward fold to the right or into the half squat on the right. It's a tricky one. Now on this side, I'm down on my right heel a little bit more. Use the block to help you come out. Find one more wide leg, forward fold. Breathe and be. Take your time to come out from your fold here, hands to thighs, roll up and into a few standing cat-cow breaths. Deepening into your seat, knees with the arch in the spine, and straighten legs as you round up. Now one big round up to that tall mountain pose. Heel toe the feet together, under the hips, reach up towards the sky. Draw the hands down through the heart. Pause and feel your infinite, loving soul. And release. Step to the short edge of your mat. Fold forward. Walk back slowly to downward dog or drop the knees immediately to child's pose. In either pose, wiggle in the hips a bit, side to side. In either pose, keep dropping resistance from the heart, resistance to that infinite nature. Let's come to puppy stretch. Up in the hips a little from child's pose, down a bit from downward dog. Arms extend. Forehead to the block or the earth, neutral spine. Deepen that release through the heart, through the upper back. Keep the front ribs tucked up and in just a bit. Walking the hands back to come out. Turn the tops of the feet flat. Reach the right arm to the sky and then thread it under the left arm. Keep the hips over the knees, right side of the head to the earth. Finding a gentle twist here. You can keep your left hand on the ground in front of your face or take that hand a little forward on the fingertips as you see me doing here. Mindfully coming out tall on the fingertips. Arch the spine, round the spine. Prepare for the other side. Root in the right hand. Lift the left up and then under the right arm. We call this thread the needle pose. Now on this side you can see that shift I made. The left hand forward on the fingertips, open the elbow. Plug the left shoulder back to draw a little more rotation into the rib cage, create a little more space between the shoulder blades. Take your time to come out. Same release, tall fingertips, one cat-cow breath. Beautiful. I'm going to bring our strap close by our right side. And mindfully drop down onto the belly, pressing up in a moment of cobra pose. Then extending the arms at the sides, turning the head to the right. Complete release. Big, beautiful breaths. And coming up through the head and heart, bring the left forearm under the chest. Make a lasso with your strap. Catch your right foot. If your strap is long enough, take it over your right shoulder. And notice how I tucked my right knee back in alignment with my right hip. You don't want to have the knee flaring out to the side. This is a modified bow pose. Now, you can hang out here, keeping the knee grounded and very gently pulling into the quadriceps stretch. Just a little lift through the head and heart. If you want to try reaching back with the right hand to the inner edge of the ball joint on the right foot, you can do that, pressing the foot into your hand, pulling on the foot slightly and lifting up to create that bow action. A more active back bend, a little deeper quadriceps stretch. Find a release, turning the head to the left. And breathe. When we engage actively, it's a little easier to release completely. Balance of showing up and surrendering. Just like life. Take a moment to prop yourself up on that right forearm. Reach back for the left foot with the left hand or use the strap. Just showing another deepening variation here. I'm going to work the inner edge of my thumb, the J between the thumb and first finger to the ball joint. And a little more lift and a little more back bend here. And enjoying a lot more release. Forehead to the ground, chin tucked. Rock the head a little side to side. And then pausing. Feels oh so good to be alive, to choose life, engaging in life consciously. This is what our practice builds. Take a moment to start to lift your shoulders up and back. Lift your hands, your arms up and back. And if it's available, lace the fingers together on the low back, stretching the chest and shoulders there, or maybe lifting up a bit through the head and heart, floating on the breath, and then returning into the release. Patiently bring the hands under the shoulders, up through a gentle cobra, walking once more, knees open, into child's pose. Find a more restful position for your arms and hands. Release and breathe. Beautiful. Take your time to come out. Turn onto your seat. Clear your space a bit. Keep your strap close by. Roll down slowly into integration pose. Back body to the earth. A little curve in the low back. Feet under the knees. Let's lasso the right foot. Strap to the ball joint. And one leg at a time into the air here. Holding the strap with the right hand. Keeping the seat grounded. Work with the hamstring, bending the right knee, then straightening the leg a little or completely. It's okay for your back and your hamstrings. Extend the left leg straight as well. Try opening the strap, holding it with both hands, keeping that extended leg in line with the hip joint and lifting up through the head and the heart. Engaging the core a bit, then releasing down. Now here's where it gets real fun. Hold the strap, both ends of it, with just the left hand. Right hand to your right hip crease. Keep the entire back on the floor. Keep the right hip down. And gently bring the right leg across the midline. So I'm bringing the right leg towards you. Hard to see here. Stay aligned through the shoulders, the hips. The left leg, stay grounded. So that big opening. Now, it's okay for your spine. Allow the right hip to come off the ground. Roll onto the left hip. Swing the right arm to the side or overhead. Deepening this twist. And it's okay if the right shoulder blade comes off the ground. Just remember those considerations. If you're unsure, always talk to your doctor. Beautiful. To release here. Strap over the shin, knee to chest, press the right shin up into the strap. Then release the strap, right ankle to the left knee, recline pigeon, gentle version. Lifting the right thigh open with the right hand, resting the back body. Deepening the hip stretch if you choose. Left knee moves towards the chest. A moment to slowly release. Ooh. Let's attend the same party on the other side. Lasso the sole of the left foot. Leg straight into the air. Heel over the hip joint. Maybe draw the leg a little closer. Bend the knee. Keep the sit bones moving down towards the ground. If it works for you, extend the right leg. And you'll see here, there's lots of space between the back of my right thigh and the earth, but I'm really actively reaching out and pressing down there. If you like, both hands on the strap, lift in the heart, engage the core a bit. Breathe a little deeper. And release. Strap in the opposite hand, ground the left hip, and take that cross of the midline. A little easier to see what I'm talking about here. Really stay grounded and extending in the right leg. Reach out through the left. Don't let the ankle collapse. And if it works for you, go a little deeper. Take it over into that bigger twist, still reaching strong through the right leg. I've even got the wall here to push into a bit. Your version of the pose is the best version of the pose for you. Doing a centimeter of the movement will have benefit. Never push beyond your limit. In that acceptance, we open to the infinite possibilities. Acceptance is love. Knee to chest for a moment. And ending on this side with reclined pigeon, left ankle over the right knee. Gently press the left thigh out with the left hand. Breathe into the goodness in your body, in your heart. It's all good, right? Can be. Even when it's not. Peace is in the breath. Beautiful. Deepen if you like. And finding the release. Open the hands to the side, gentle windshield wipers. Winding down. Right into Savasana. A moment here to wiggle into that final relaxation pose. This traditional position doesn't work, prop it up. Or choose something that supports your complete surrender. It supports the integration of your practice. It supports your peace. As you breathe, listen to the mantra. Its meaning, I surrender to the will of the highest consciousness, not mine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 I surrender to the will of the highest consciousness, not mine. Deeper into the presence of the divine within you. Begin to gently move over to one side, pausing in the sweet surrender here. When you're ready, pressing up lovingly to a seated position, full circle, home to where we started together. Hands in Jhana Mudra on the inner thighs, elbows out to the side, feeling expansive through the heart. Bringing those prayer hands together, feeling that tiny infinity symbol at heart center. To infinity and beyond. You are Atman, spark of the divine. Pleasure always to practice with you. Namaste. Thank you.